What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, the D here, aka the 5th special grade. And today I'm coming at you with a Jujutsu Kaisen discussion video. Real talk, I'm loving Jujutsu Kaisen right now. Sorry, had a little slip there. But I am loving the manga. If you know, you know, especially the current chapters. Yet again, but that's not what we're here to talk about. But it's really made me think about curses and curse techniques. So in this part, we're gonna just be talking about curses, both literally and colloquially, and essentially what they are. So let's roll that intro. This part's going to be about curses themselves, or curse spirits, which, you know, in Japanese translates to jure, also referred to simply as, like I said, curses, noroi. And they are a race of spiritual beings manifested from cursed energy as a result of the negative emotions that flow out of human beings. Now, they have a tendency to bring harm to humanity and consequently the primary targets of sorcerers. Now, it is pertinent to say that this definition of a curse is in the literal sense, though as we saw in the first couple of episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen the anime, Satoru Gojo did refer to curse techniques as curses in his initial explanation of the world of Jujutsu, but this is thought to be a more colloquial reference to curse techniques. So pretty much he said something along the lines, and I'm just paraphrasing here, that Jujutsu sorcerers use curses to fight curses, which, like I say, the first curses, the former curses in the sentence, refer to curse techniques rather than curse being, although that is a thing, but we'll get there in a little while. Now, as far as the origin of curses, currently is unknown when exactly curses as a whole came into being, but it can be assumed that due to their nature of being made up of negative emotions, that they have likely been around for as long as humans have existed. Now, curses are created when cursed energy leaks from human beings as a result of a human emotion, a human condition. Curses and cursed energy, cursed energy in this case, builds up like sediment until a cursed spirit takes form. Now, there are certain locations, popular locations, such as schools and hospitals, which are always rife for bearing curses because many negative emotions are associated with memories of those places. Such as, you know, I know in Japan there are a lot of, like, you know, urban legends involving schools, you know, like the spirit that may draw on the walls at night, that sort of thing. And even with hospitals, even here in the States, such as people who don't like hospitals. Now, I'm not one of those people. I don't like hospitals, but that's for more personal reasons. Not necessarily a general fear of hospitals. I don't like going to the hospital because normally, hey, it means somebody's sick. So, you know, there's normally some stress and anxiety, which actually might still contribute. So, I don't know, there might be some curse spirit that this one particular hospital happen to frequent, but that's going to be another story for another day. You know, you might see me with a domain expansion. But yes, those types of emotions and feelings towards a particular place do cause the formation of curse spirits. Now, the same concept applies to humanity's collective fear and hatred. And this also goes to certain visages. An image of fear shared by the masses can create a powerful curse, even if the subject is not real, such as famous monsters and ghosts. Like urban legends, such as here in the States, early like the 80s and 90s, like Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, things of that nature. So even though, you know, let's say for S and G's, I don't think Bigfoot's real, but let's say Bigfoot ain't real. Now, just for the sake of argument, if enough people feared Bigfoot, it might actually turn into a curse spirit and manifest. So Bigfoot doesn't exist, but the cursed visage of Bigfoot does. And that's the thing in this particular case is the negative emotions that humanity directed at this image that causes it to manifest as a curse. So like I said, enough people have fear, anxiety, anger, those long-standing negative emotions towards a certain visage, it causes a curse spirit to manifest for that visage. And it's kind of like in Chainsaw Man, how, like, you know, you had the gun devil because people fear guns, Chainsaw Man for chainsaws, falling, darkness, that sort of thing. That's why there's such a wide range of cursed spirits, actually, because you have like random shit like a fear of a school to like, oh, I'm scared of the giant flying spaghetti monster. It's a thing. Now, long-standing negative feelings such as humanity's relationship with plagues and natural disasters results in a collection of cursed energy so massive that the cursed spirit manifested from them have a consciousness related to those feelings. And for this example, humanity's fear and treatment of nature, forest specifically, has directly resulted in Hanami, a very intelligent special grade curse who wants to free the earth of its humans in order to protect the forests and the trees from them. Now, in the case of the formation of cursed spirits, it's not just human emotions, it's also the death of sorcerers. Now, within the series, it's been mentioned, and even later in the series, we actually see it, because it is mentioned, but we never directly see it until later in the series, where a curse, not curse user, but a sorcerer dies from a mundane, everyday wound, and then they come back as a curse almost immediately. Now, yes, sorcerers must be killed with the Jujutsu, or they can become a vengeful spirit after death. Now, as far as how curses form, it's kind of, like I said, it runs the gambit. Curses come in all kinds of grotesque shapes and sizes. They tend to linger around their point of origin and instinctively curse humans. Other than that, a curse's habits vary a great deal from spirit to spirit. Curses are more stable while possessing an item, and some curses can possess inanimate objects to become cursed corpses. Now, your normal run-of-the-mill spirits are kind of, for lack of a better word, they're kind of fucking stupid. But you could say a curse's intelligence is directly related to its grade, which its grade reflects its strength. You have your grade 4 curses, and your 3s, your 2s, your 1s, and semi-1s. Semi-special grade, which isn't like an official thing, but you know, if a grade 1 spirit is strong enough, they're like, okay, it's semi-special grade, but not necessarily special grade, then your special grade. Now, your special grades are the ones that you are, as we've seen from many encounters within the Jujutsu Kaisen series. Special grade cursed spirits are highly intelligent, and they tend to become bipedal creatures with shapes similar to humans, and they're capable of holding not only conversations but working together in organized groups. Now, lower grade spirits, you know, if there are enough of them, will act as like a hive mind, so to speak, kind of like ants or like wolves, but they won't be completely coordinated. They will show some signs of intelligence, but if you want some real tactical planning and things of that nature, some really advanced plans, it's always the special grades. Even grade 1s, which yet again have a measure of intelligence, their intellect is nothing compared to a true special grade. Now, cursed spirits, they are divided into certain types. Now, you have your run-of-the-mill cursed spirits, but then you have certain types of higher grade, and with these tend to be what make up your special grades. You have your vengeful cursed spirits, your imaginary vengeful cursed spirits, and your disease cursed spirits. Like I said, these normally are made up almost entirely, if not entirely, of special grades. Now, first we got the vengeful cursed spirits. Now, these are cursed spirits created when a human becomes a curse after death. So those whose deaths are cursed have a possibility of having their spirit corrupt and transformed to a vengeful cursed spirit. So it's not just limited to cursed sorcerers themselves. It's anybody. If you're killed, if you know your death is cursed. Now, sorcerers have an increased chance of turning into curses after death, but yet again, that's due to their ties to, you know, cursed energy and Jujutsu in and of itself. But like I said, killing them with Jujutsu can cancel that out. Now, we have a couple of examples of this happening. Like I said, there's one later in the manga which I'm not going to spoil because you may not have seen that or be a manga reader yet. But the most prominent, or one of the most prominent, the first one that we actually see within the series is going to be Rika Orimoto. Now, she was transformed into a vengeful curse after Yuta Okotsu the god, couldn't accept her death and cursed it on accident. And then we have the big three vengeful spirits. One of them being Yuta and, by extension, Satoru Gojo's ancestor, Michizane Sugawara, who yet again is one of the ancestors of who's the ancestor of the Gojo clan, who after his death became a vengeful cursed spirits. The other two, which can't remember the names off the top of my head, would be the others who, like I said, are the ancestors of the big three sorcerer families. Next is going to be the imaginary vengeful cursed spirits. Now, these are cursed spirits manifested from the cumulative fear of the masses. So like I said, when people share a collective image of fear, like I said, this could be a famous yokai ghost, such as Nine-Tailed Fox, for example. Like I said, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, or the Ushi Oni, things like that can become imaginary vengeful cursed spirit. Now, they are widely feared by sorcerers and classified as such to distinguish them from other curses. Like I said, that's why there's this distinction. Now, the only example we have currently of this is Sukuna, who was human over 2,000 years ago and is famous for the legend of the imaginary demon god with 2 faces and 4 arms. Now, in the series, we see a couple of these cursed spirits in the service of Suguru Geto, the actual Geto, not the one we have now. The cursed manipulator, who possessed 2 very different imaginary vengeful cursed spirits. He had Kuchisake Onna, a famous urban yokai legend, and Tamino no Mei Incarnate, another figure from Japanese mythology. And the last would be the disease cursed spirit. Now, these, yet again, any like physical thing or concept that causes fear, such as plague. Yet again, we have in real life, we have the Black Plague, which plagued Europe, and I think killed about 1/3 of their population, which was like a few million people. Yellow fever, smallpox, hell, even lesser like chickenpox and measles, which you may not believe it, used to actually be very deadly diseases. And remember, just recently, COVID-19, so there may be a coronavirus cursed spirit. Because believe me, it had us all huddled in the fucking house, so it could exist. But yes, these like plagues and general disease and general sickness are constantly cursed by humanity. Because even if a disease isn't necessarily deadly, if it's debilitating enough, like, let me see, hell, diabetes, something, some people in my family have, which can be very debilitating. Yeah, there'd be a curse spirit for that. These types of curse spirits use curse techniques to infect humans with their respective diseases, to curse and kill them. Let me see, and Pseudo Geto possessed a special grade disease curse, smallpox deity. Now, before alrighty, and with that, I think I've given a pretty solid overview of what cursed spirits are. And I know what you're thinking, like, okay, so you talked about curses in a colloquial sense earlier, resulting, kind of speaking on curse techniques. What about curse techniques? What about cursed energy? Don't worry, citizen, we're gonna get there in the next part. Because I want to do this is gonna tie in, these first 2 parts are gonna tie into a series, which I will talk about different individual curse techniques, but I wanted to give you a little bit of overview before. But I think I'm gonna call it there today. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more, definitely hit the like button. Tell me what you think about curses. What is your favorite special grade curse? And I'm gonna see you in the next one. This has been your boy, the D, signing out. See ya.